Welcome back, friends. So now that you have your 3 piles of number cards 0 through 10, we're going to go ahead and we're going to shuffle them all together into one big pile. So we just want to mix them all up. We're making a purple stew, whip, 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 whip. We're making a purple stew, shooby-dooby-doo. All right, once you have your pile, your big pile, each partner is going to start with 5 cards, and then the rest of the cards are just going to go in the middle. So I'll give Mrs. Mac 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, and I'll give myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. And then the rest are going to go face down in between us. Now the goal of this game, to win, you get rid of all of your cards first before your partner. How you get rid of your cards is by finding pairs of 10. So you'll each take turns finding pairs of 10. And if you can't find a pair of 10, then you'll have a chance to ask your partner for some help. And if they can't help you, you're going to have to go fish and go on the pile. So let's just take it one step at a time, and I'll go first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look through my cards and see if I have 2 numbers in my hand that add up to make 10. And I do. I have a 6 and a 4. And 6 and 4 make 10. So I get to get rid of these cards, and how I do that is I just place them facing up right in front of me, 6 and 4. Then I'm going to go back to my hand and see if I have any more pairs of 10 that I can get rid of. And I don't. So now what I get to do is I get to ask my partner if they have any numbers that I might need. So let's look at Mr. Mac's cards. Right now, when you're playing with your partner, you're going to want to keep your card a secret. So let's make sure Mrs. Mac isn't peeking. All right, so those are my 3 numbers. Now, what is one number that I could ask Mrs. Mac for that I could add to one of these numbers that would make 10? Let's think about, let's try this number. What number would I have to add to this number to equal 10? All right, let's see if Mrs. Mac has it. Mrs. Mac, do you have any 5s?
I do not have any 5s.
So what do I have to do?
You have to go fishing in the pile.
All right, so now I'm going to go fish. Now, once you go fish, even if you have, I may have a pair that makes 10 now, but once you go fish, your turn is over, and you have to wait until the next turn to get rid of any more pairs of 10. So now it's Mrs. Mac's turn.
Okay, I do not have a pair. So I'm going to use this card. Don't look, Mr. Mac. And I'm going to see if Mr. Mac has the number that will add to this to make it 10. So think right now in your brains, what number should I be asking Mr. Mac for? Mr. Mac, do you have any 4s?
I do not have any 4s. Go fish.
Okay.
Okay, so now that Mrs. Mac went fishing, her turn is over. It's back to me. And now I have a pair that makes 10. Right, this was the number that I was asking Mrs. Mac for to add to this number, 5 and 5. That's 2 numbers that add to 10, so that's my second pair that makes 10, so I'm going to place them face up right next to my 6 and my 4. And now I'm going to go back and see if I have any other pairs that make 10. And right now I don't. Right now these are my 2 numbers. So let's look at this number. If I want to make a pair with using this number and one other number, that would add up to 10, what number do I need? What number do I need to add to this number to make 10? That's a super easy one. Let's see if Mrs. Mac has it. Mrs. Mac, do you have any ones?
I do have a 1.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Cough it up. All right, now, but remember, I can't play any more pairs yet because once you go, wait. Yeah, because once you go fishing or get a card from your partner, then your turn is over. So now it's Mrs. Mac's turn.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to... Oh, I actually have a pair because last time I went fishing, I picked up this number. And I already had this number. And I know that 8 and 2 make 10. So I'm going to put down my pair that I picked up last round. And now I'm left with these 3 numbers. So I remember last time I asked Mr. Mac for the pair that would go with this number and he didn't have it. He might have picked it up last time, but I don't know. I think I should go with one of these. So this is a pretty easy one. These are the same number. What would be the pair that would go with this number to make 10? That's a super easy one. Mr. Mac, do you have any zeros?
I do not.
Oh, okay.
I think that for me, that's actually sometimes a little bit of a tricky one because you think, well, you wouldn't add anything to 10 to get 10, but yeah, 10 plus 0, you still have 10. All right, my turn. Ooh. All right, I have another pair that makes 10. So you tell me, friends, this is one of my numbers in my pair that makes 10. What's the other number? What do I have to add to 1 to get to 10? Yep, you got it. It's in my 9 and my 1. So now I can add my 9 and my 1 to my 6 and my 4 and my 5 and my 5. And now I'm down to one final card, and I'm going to ask Mrs. Mac, do you have any 3s?
Mr. Mac, I do not have any 3s.
Also, I have to go fish. So I'll pick a card from the pile. And then remember, once you go fish, it's the other friend's turn now.
Okay, well, this is what I have, guys. This is the one we started with. Mr. Mac didn't have that pair the first time. This is the one that we did the last time. I have 2 of the same cards, and he didn't have that pair last time either. But this is the new card that I picked up last round. So let's see if Mr. Mac has the pair to go along with this card. Take a minute right now and think, what number should I be asking Mr. Mac for? If you said 3, you were right. Mr. Mac, do you have any 3s?
I do not have any 3s.
All right, I'll go fish.
All right, now it is my turn. I'm looking at my 2 cards here I have left. They do not make 10. So now I'm going to ask Mrs. Mac. I think I asked her for... Well, I know that Mrs. Mac just asked me for a 3, so that tells me that she doesn't have any 3s. Because I could use a 3 to go along with this friend. But if Mrs. Mac just asked me for a 3, that's telling me she probably doesn't have any 3s. So I'm going to try and make a pair with this friend. What number do I need to add to this number to get 10? If you said 6, give yourself a pat, pat, pat on the back for a good job. A good job. Mrs. Mac, do you have a 6?
I do. I do have a 6. There you go.
Yay. All right. Now I have a 6 to go with my other number I showed you, but remember, I can't put my pair down yet. I have to wait to the next round to do that. So, friends, that's how you play fishing for 10. Me and Mrs. Mac will... We're back.
Whoops.
Me and Mrs. Mac will... sorry, Mrs. Mac is a sore loser, so I was beating her, so she threw the phone away.
Not true.
So we'll keep on playing as long as it takes, all through the night if we have to, until a winner has been decided of the Mac household. Whoever runs out of their cards first. So go ahead and play this bonus game if you want with a partner. And Friends, also check out some of the specials activities that are in our classroom today from our specials teachers. Happy Friday, have a good weekend, and we will see you on Monday.
Bye, first grade.